Hey everybody, TacticAngel here. We're back on the World of Warships Legends, playing on the PlayStation 4. We're looking at the Tier 3 Japanese cruiser, the Yubari. This is a premium ship that you can either earn or buy. Right now you can earn it as part of the Turn the Tide operation, and that, once again, lasts until May 19th. So if you want to earn this, you're going to have to get a Tier 6 cruiser, destroyer, and battleship and win 3 games in each. So looking into what the Yubari is all about, let's first hit the survivability. You're looking at 6 to 57 millimeters of armor, which is not a lot. You're not going to bounce a whole lot of shots in this. And you've got, right here it says 19180. That's not right. I have Sims as the inspiration to Togo, who is literally my only Japanese commander right now. So really, you're looking at about 18,700 hit points before modification. In terms of the main armament, what you're going to be looking at is 2 twin turrets with 140 millimeter guns. They fire out to a range of 12.7 kilometers. Some of this might be a little bit influenced by what I have chosen in terms of equipment. I have gone for the gunnery modification in both cases. This also has a secondary armament, which is the one single gun turret on the very front of the ship. I would not count on that to do a whole lot of anything. Like most Japanese cruisers, you do have torpedoes. You have 2 twin 610 millimeter launchers that fire out to 6 kilometers. You do have a massive 1.6 kilometer detectability range. They do a great amount of damage at 14,600 each, and the speed here is a little bit higher than average. You'd be looking at about 63 kilometers normally, but since I have Togo, it's a little bit faster. I'm just going to throw a screen in here for AA defense, even though it doesn't really matter right now. In terms of maneuverability, your maximum speed at 34.5 knots is pretty darn good for a cruiser. 560 meter turning radius is not terrible, and the rudder shift time of 3.8 seconds is also pretty decent. And in terms of detectability, which is what I was talking about before, your detectability by sea is 9.2 kilometers, which is quite a distance and about 3.2 kilometers further than your torpedoes can go. Your air detectability is a little bit lower, fine. Your guaranteed range of acquisition is 2 kilometers, and whatever, that's fine. The thing is here, really what hurts the Yubari is the 9.2 kilometer detectability by sea compared to its ability to launch torpedoes, and its 45-second reload speed is not incredible. So here we go, we're on Archipelago. We're going to go out to the east side of this map, and while we're doing that, I'm going to give you a couple thoughts on the Yubari. Yubari is not a ship that I would recommend to very many people. The Yubari requires a lot more skill than I have, or at least a proficiency in a play style that I have definitely not mastered. Because essentially, you've got these 2 twin turrets, and those 2 twin turrets are not enough to do a significant amount of damage. The 10% fire chance on it is pretty low compared to what it would need to be in order to really justify just having those 2 140 millimeter turrets. The torpedoes are going to have to be a part of your play style. And the torpedoes being so much more limited is also, it's going to be difficult for a lot of players, because if you were to compare this to the Kuma has 2 sets of 2 torpedo tubes on each side. Those torpedo tubes reload faster than these center aligned torpedo tubes that have to shoot either right or left. So you could theoretically shoot 2 pairs off of one side, do a quick about face, and do 2 more shots from the other side, and then have them reload faster. Now these torpedoes on the Yubari do more damage, but they're also easier to detect, so they're going to have about 1.6 kilometers to kind of dodge them, as opposed to 1.2, depending on what their skills are. That could be a little bit higher than that. And like that's just hard to work with, particularly for a ship that is as fragile as this is. Like we said, there's not a lot of armor here. And sure, the torpedoes are a little bit faster. Yeah, that's great. Would I take 6 kilometers per hour torpedo speed, or would I prefer to have twice as many torpedo tubes? I'd probably rather have twice as many torpedo tubes. That's just me. So anyway, in the background you can see what I'm doing with this stuff. I got a first blood. I get a lot of first bloods. I think it's probably because I'm an overly aggressive player. And right now we're trying to shoot that Danae. As you notice, I am not switching over to AP. I've been burnt too many times in AP in this boat to consider it a viable option. So for the most part, I'm just spamming HE and hoping for the best. I get a lot of bounces even off the side of a Danae with these armor-piercing shells, which is another reason why, like, this is a tricky boat to play. And here you can see that sort of narrow torpedo arc. I can shoot straight out to the side, plus or minus a few degrees. And it's tricky. Tricky to get that to work. And sometimes when you're trying to shoot, the controls don't register that you're shooting. There's a lot of tricky things there. There we take a Citadel. That hurts a lot. We get our second kill here. Feeling okay about in terms of our contribution, where we're at in the game. But we're definitely getting smoked over here on the eastern flank. There are too many boats on the enemy team and not enough boats on our team. Kind of a moment of hesitation there. Not a great play by me. I was trying to figure out what exactly I'm supposed to be doing right now with my life. Maybe we'll shoot a narrow arc. Hopefully somebody will come around here. The destroyer here is going to give us an opportunity to get a little bit more easy damage if we can actually hit the darn thing. With 4 guns, I mean, if you miss too many times here, it can get deadly in a hurry. We're trying to turn around while we're moving. I should probably have moderated my speed a little bit better here, but we've pretty much hung ourselves out to dry by ourselves. That's not anybody else's fault. The rest of the team's doing pretty well here. There you can kind of see our accuracy. He runs into the outside of the map. That should pretty well spell his doom. And now we do have 34 knots. Still not going to be fast enough to outrun any of this stuff. So we are getting on the guns. We're shooting out there to that Danae. Our accuracy is pretty good, but I'd rather have more guns. I mean, you can get on a stock Omaha and have a better time shooting people to bits than this, and your torpedo systems aren't that much worse. So it's starting to look like maybe I can slip away. The St. Louis is creeping up on me, but he's a little bit too far away for me to reliably hit, and I don't feel like getting his 8 guns on me all at once is a good idea. We're going to see if we can't contribute to this other cruiser who's a little bit off to the west of him. It looks like we have another Danae, and it's tucking behind that island. At this point, we're really just trying to support the other cruiser who's on our team, who's also running away. But, you know, What is this saying? Discretion is the better part of valor. I think so. I think that's it. In any case, we're turning back in. Kind of hoping that our teammate does the same thing. That Danae is just starting to peek out from behind the island. We're going to put some shots downrange. That's going to get us spotted again, obviously. Didn't hit much of anything. Kind of expecting the St. Louis to pop out. I wouldn't mind abusing the St. Louis because it's a tier down. And here we go. Decent shots. Landing a little on the backside. He's at one of those funny angles where it's sometimes a little bit hard to tell where exactly you're supposed to shoot. So we're gonna make some misses here and, you know, give you plenty of reason to wonder why in the world you're watching this video. Is this guy any good? Does TacticAngel know what he's talking about? I don't know. Probably not. So anyway, we're shooting away. We're not going to last a whole lot longer than this, but this will give you a little bit of an idea. I think what you want to do with this boat is to challenge the islands of any map, to get in there and kind of see what you can't muck about and take advantage of people who don't know you're there. But then again, you don't get any consumables in this. If you see, all I've got is the repair kit. I don't have hydroacoustic. I don't have anything. It's like, why does this boat exist? And there we go. We're dead. Yeah, whatever. So, obviously we're going to win that game. We're just going to jump to the end. You're going to get to see the end plate here. So once again, honestly, long story short, this is a tough boat to play. It's not that you can't do a lot of damage in it. The torpedo systems in it have the capacity to do a ton of damage. They are very difficult to use. This boat is really not for everybody. You do have until May 19th to try to earn it. If you want to do that, best of luck to you. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I'll see you guys on the next one.